Olof Palme murder. Swedish prosecutors have named the man who they say killed former Swedish Prime Minister Olof Palme in 1986, ending years of mystery. They said it was Stig Engström, a graphic designer known as Skandier man who killed himself in 2000. As a result, they were closing the investigation into Palme's death, Chief Prosecutor Christer Peterson said. Palme was shot in the back as he walked home from the cinema with his wife in Stockholm. He had already dismissed his security team for the day. The assassination took place on Sweden's busiest road, and more than a dozen witnesses saw a man fire the shots before fleeing the scene. Palme's son Martin told Swedish radio that he believed prosecutors had reached the right conclusion and were right to close the case. Thousands of people have been interviewed over Palme's death. A petty criminal was convicted of the killing, but the verdict was later dismissed. What did the prosecutor say? The person is Stig Engström, Mr. Peterson told a news conference. Because the person is dead, I cannot bring charges against him and have decided to close the investigation. The murder weapon has not been found and no new forensic evidence has been uncovered, but prosecutors examining Engström's statements to police concluded that his version of events did not add up. How he acted was how we believe the murderer would have acted, Mr. Peterson added. Stig Engström had not initially been a focus for the investigation, the prosecutor said, but when investigators looked into his background they found he was accustomed to using weapons, having been in the army, and was a member of a shooting club. In his local area he was also part of a circle of critics of Palme's policies, and relatives said he had a negative view of the Prime Minister. Engström also had long-running financial problems and a growing problem with alcohol. However, investigators still did not have a clear picture of Engström's motive for killing Palme, Mr. Peterson said. Who was Stig Engström? Stig Engström became known as Skandier man as he had worked for the Skandier insurance company. He had been working late on the evening of the murder at the firm's HQ close to the crime scene. Engström was known to have been present at the scene of the murder. He was questioned by police several times but was quickly dismissed as a suspect. Mr. Peterson said witness descriptions of the gunman correlated with Engström's appearance, and witnesses also contradicted Engström's own account of his movements at the scene. Engström lied about the moments after the murder, even claiming he had tried to resuscitate Palme. He eventually killed himself in 2000. He was first identified as a suspect by journalist Thomas Peterson, and police started looking into Engström 18 years after his death. How was Olof Palme murdered? The Swedish Prime Minister had discharged his guards on a Friday night on February 28, 1986, and had gone to the cinema with his wife Lisbeth, their son Martin and his girlfriend. Walking with his wife after the film on Stockholm's busiest street, Sveavägen, they were attacked by a gunman from behind. Palme, 59, was shot in the back and died instantly. Bullets were recovered at the scene from a .357 Magnum handgun, but the gun was never found. Magnum